Now, Naomi, you're young. I mean, I feel like it's really a lot of your age demographic that are on these dating apps, but you didn't have a good experience. You don't like it.
Not really. I have to agree. I think it opens up a new door for dating, but there's so much that comes with it. I feel like in my generation, I guess there is that accessibility. Also, we're like risk takers, so it's kind of like, why not try it? But sometimes it's just not. It doesn't work out how you intend.
Yeah.
And so I've had some very not so satisfying experiences with it.
Well, something that I found interesting when I was doing some research for this show is a lot of the Black men on these dating apps are not necessarily interested in Black women. And that a lot of people are open to other races, but Black women, I believe, were the least open. White men were the least open, and I think Black women were not always open as well. But the consistent thing across the board was like Black men aren't on these apps to find people like me. When you were on those apps, did you have that experience, or were you matching with folks who look like you?
Majority did look like me, but I think I just kind of connected the dots with like me kind of putting in my preferences. So with the dating apps that I used, at least, it was very like concise, and you were able to like limit down to the T kind of what you were looking for.
Well, let me just say this was a study from Berkeley.
Okay.
And it was data gathered from more than 1 million profiles of singles looking for love online. And it showed that whites overwhelmingly preferred to date members of their own race. And Black folks, especially men, are far more likely to cross the race barrier. Are you open to dating outside of your race, or are y'all more like, I like it like I like my coffee?
That's funny you should say that, because I also, in addition to online dating, signed up for a matchmaking service. And I told them, they were trying to encourage me to date outside of my race. And I told them, I will date anything but a Caucasian. So
you're open.
I'm
they gotta
open.
have some melanin.
They gotta have some
a
melanin.
Black man. Okay,
Yes.
I get that. So when dating apps first came out, because like I said, when I came of dating age, they weren't a thing. The internet was barely a thing. And so I may have been on an app for like I may have lasted a week. I don't know that I ever went out with anybody. I mean, I just can't imagine like I'm gonna meet this stranger who I ain't never met. We going out. It's just not. And I just the idea that, you know, this algorithm has placed someone for me, I just have my doubts about it. You seem to feel kind of how I feel, but what was it about your experiences that it shied you away from it?
So for me, I feel like, and I think not really knowing how to navigate it and going into it, I played a part, but I feel like things moved very fast.
Yeah.
And even like...
What do you mean they move very fast?
Like, so my first initial thought while even going onto the apps, I'm like, why are you on here? Even though I have my own thoughts, I'm like, wait, but I'm on here. So I kind of already went into it. I think it was okay. But then I'm like, okay, I'm on here, I'm doing it, so let's do it. But it goes from like, it's like a weird transition. And I feel like the two experiences that I've had, it just went from like behind a screen to like with both of them and like very clingy, very attached, very much like...
How did that manifest though? When you say clingy and attached, were they like, I want to see you all the time, or you're my woman now, or let's get intimate quickly? Like what specifically?
So for me, it wasn't even like the intimacy. It was wanting to, I mean, of course the first date, everything was normal. Like it would go from texting, and then it'll be like FaceTime, and then first date type situation. And then it's almost like, it was like a fast switch. Like after like first date, like after we like know each other, we had that initial reaction. It was like, oh, what are you doing today? Like trying to like come like, and I allowed it, but come into my space. And I feel like reflecting back on it, I was like, whoa, like this stuff can be like dangerous. Like you can't just allow people into your space like that fast. As optimistic as you may be about the situation, because we're all trying to find love here. So it's like, this might be my husband, like, you know, it's going good, like the first interaction. But I feel like that kind of like steered me away more. So like it pushed me away. I'm kind of like, whoa, like this is like like, I don't know you like that. Like,
Yeah.
and then,
Slow down.
yeah. And then just meeting someone, that's when you're actually getting to take on their energy and see their actual mannerisms. Like, that's something that comes later when you start with dating online. So like, to meet someone and then actually take on that energy, characteristics, and stuff. If you don't really like it, then it's like, oh, I've already let them into my space, and now they're like, they might have a different experience. Like, they might gravitate towards me or not be opposed to me and want to like continue. But it's like, okay, like, we've only been on one day, and now like
Yeah.
one of the guys was like literally like crashing. Like, he wanted to like come over, but he was like rolled up in my blanket like all day, and I was like, okay,
Time to go.
so all this stuff about like what your purpose is and like your career path and stuff, like, why are you not doing that today? Like, it
Yeah.
was just like it was like a complete like shock. So
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of like my perspective on it. And I would say, not that you ask my advice, but I do think this is something so important for younger people because in your 20s, everybody you meet is not going to be a husband. And I don't even know that it's healthy to look at everyone like a potential husband.
Exactly.
I think it is the time to get to know yourself, what you like, you know, and it makes that journey home to self later in life a lot smoother. I went through a period like that where everyone I met is like, would you be a good dad? Would you be a good husband? You know, could we raise children together? Are our values aligned? And if you didn't meet those things, it was like, okay, I can't have you in my space. And looking back, I think, you know, I could have had experiences with people that helped me learn myself better because some of those things I didn't learn about myself till I got in my 30s or my 40s. So I think it's a fine balance. Although everybody doesn't deserve your time, you know.
That's so
I think
true.
you have to find, you know, the balance where it strikes. You have learned those lessons, you know, like you are on the other side of life. What I love about you, Miss Sarah, you're like, I still go out, I still kick it. Like, when is it supposed to stop? And we were saying never. It ain't never supposed to stop. So as someone who has, you know, lived this full life, the journey in online dating, do you find that men are looking for something serious, or are they typically looking for a long time or a good time?
I would say the majority online dating, they're just looking for a good time.
And are
And
you okay with a good time, or would
in
you
my
want a long time?
60s, I'm not.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
In my 60s, I'm not. That's why I'm probably going to give up online dating.
Yeah.